After the appearance on Verses and Flow, I got involved even deeper in the creative scene here in Chicago. I did some traveling. I released a small chapbook, and then I just started working on new projects. I work with a few organizations in the city. So Louder Than a Bomb, which is the largest youth poetry slam in America, took place just last weekend. So I work with that organization, Young Chicago Authors. I work with Chicago Slam Works, so we go into schools in the city of Chicago and in the suburbs and teach poetry and performance. And I work with this other program at the University of Chicago called Southside Stories, where we take some of the stories from the kids on the south side of Chicago and create short films based out of it. So it's just been a lot of creative output, I guess, since the show. One thing that I'm really grateful about is being able to be involved in a society and a collectivity of artists in this city at this time who are producing amazing work. And a lot of that work is coming from the youth. A lot of that work is coming from teenagers who are finding ways to articulate their situation and to innovate on new forms in amazing ways. So honestly, I'm learning as much as I'm teaching in this time. I'm just trying to do my best to offer whatever experiential advice I can and to take part and to document the moment as well. I was in Atlanta. That was the major space where I went outside of Chicago. I do have plans to put a little tour together in the upcoming year when I finish another album. It's been a Chicago winter, and in Chicago in the wintertime, if you happen to stay in the city, you're indoors most times unless you have some place to be. So it's a great creative time. And so as the sun starts to come out, you'll start to see my light start to shine a little bit more as well when I travel. Okay. It's a piece that is untitled as of right now, but it's a piece that looks at the psyches of young black males and the relationships that we have to one another and to those who represent us. So it's a relatively short piece, but it's important to me because it's probably the first piece that I ever wrote that connects with my father in some way. Okay. The process, and it even starts before you're performing it. It's just the writing process. I tell myself I have to tell the truth. That's the first thing. And then once you write the truth, it's a matter of like having to go through the emotions of all the things it may touch upon. And then the performance aspect is so great because when you're performing with an audience, the audience feeds off that energy and also gives you energy to perform with as well. So I'm always nervous before I perform, but I just try to go to a place that's honest, and I try to think about like how important it is as a performer and a creative person to serve the community and the history of people who came before me, you know, people like Langston Hughes or Paul Robeson and all those folks.
I've become fluent in goodbyes. Can say, I'm sorry, this is too much for me in 7 different love languages, count me. Among the men who never wished to look deep into a mirror for fear of what might be found staring back at them. Fear of becoming another precautionary tale to break a black boy's heart before he's ever learned to protect it. Before he's ever learned that he is good enough to love in all of his misbegotten glory, though the shadows tell him different.